Hey everybody, Jay the Minimalist here, and I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded last, and I just want to say it's been an interesting year. Let me explain. Since the last time I uploaded, the last video I uploaded, guys, was the van update tour of my dad's 2022 Sienna. In the end of that video, there's a little spoiler, and the little spoiler was the vehicle that I lived in for the past 3/4 of a year, I believe. I'm terrible with time frames, to be honest, guys, so it's roughly around that. I had it, I believe, for maybe 8 months or so, and lived in it full time. I was currently in Indiana visiting my father and family, and then decided to go back to Wisconsin, where I was a legal resident of a few little pieces of film and photos of when I was living in that vehicle. And I'm going to try to put them in this video so you guys can kind of get the gist of what it was like. I really wish that I had felt more creative during that time. And to be honest, the reason why the Prius is no longer with me is because I've pushed myself to my personal limits. And what do I mean by that? So for me, I've lived in the back of a Tacoma TRD Pro 5-foot bed truck, and if you guys want to see some of those videos, I have some videos, maybe a tour, I believe, on this channel. And then I do have some other videos that I've filmed in the past that and some photos, and maybe I'll put those in this video as well if I can find them, and we'll put them in here so you guys can see like different ways I've lived in the Tacoma. I've lived in it 2 different ways, one in the cab and one in the back of the truck with a soft topper shell, which is more like a tent type canvas material that goes over the bed. And I lived in that for a good while too, and I'll be honest, guys, I just don't remember how long it's been living that way. It's more of like not important to me to remember how I lived that way. It's more like just enjoying living in that way, if that makes any sense. So currently, you guys can probably see I'm not in a I'm not in a Tacoma or a Prius. There are a lot of things I really miss about the Tacoma, and there's a lot of things I really miss about the Prius. And to be honest, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I used to make fun of the Prius, but guys, that was my absolute favorite car that I've ever owned. And I have owned plenty of vehicles, and yeah, it was my favorite car, interestingly enough. But currently, I am in a new vehicle that I purchased when I was out in Colorado. Yeah, guys, I actually moved to Colorado for a few months. Tried to make it long term, but the current job that I was working out there wasn't really working out well for me. I didn't feel challenged in that work that I was working on, doing that out there. And then also, I missed my family. I missed being out, hanging out with family and friends. So I moved again. It was a very busy year. A lot of bouncing around. And I'm just glad to say that the bouncing around's kind of done, other than trips and exploring. So I decided to move back to my home state, Indiana. And it's actually been the best decision I've made for a long time. If I could, and I know this is just nitpicking at this point, I would love to have a residence in Wisconsin and a residence here in Indiana. I love Wisconsin. The people there are friendly. The specific area in which I lived, which I could tell you guys, it was Appleton and Neenah, Wisconsin location, and I love it there, guys. Like, I would love to just move back there. It's very bicycle friendly, and I miss that part of it. A lot of outdoor activities in that area, so like canoeing, fishing, camping, things that I enjoy. So yeah, I do miss Wisconsin, but thankfully I'm actually living with family. So no, guys, I haven't decided to give up the van life or vehicle life, car life, truck life way of living. My family has a decent sized piece of land where they live, and were kind enough to allow me to plug my shore power into the side of their garage. And the vehicle that I'm in now, that I'll tell you guys here in a few minutes, is all temporarily built out. I'm thankful for my family that has allowed me to stay where I'm at now currently, because I have some luxuries. Like, I have 110 volt AC hookup to where I have air conditioning. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'll move you here. There's an air conditioner right here, guys, that I installed by cutting out a piece of wood. So I welded this metal plate here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This plate is completely welded on the bottom half. I painted it black with some matte black paint, just for looks and aesthetics, and made my own custom air conditioning window unit for the back of the van. When I lived in Colorado at that time, I was living in the Prius, and it's wintertime. I just felt so cramped, so mentally compressed and squeezed, and like mentally and physically I felt claustrophobic in a way. And I'm not claustrophobic's really not the word to use for it, because the Prius wasn't an issue for me sleeping or feeling comfortable. It just felt so tight and cramped to where I couldn't think creatively, if that makes any sense. Just being in this car that's so small, it's cold, like really cold, like in the negative temperatures where I'm at right now, and you don't really have a lot of space in a Prius, guys. You really don't. The main thing I've noticed about living in a car is you want to live out of the car, not live in the car. Living in the car kind of sucks. I really want to be more creative because I enjoy creating these videos. I'm a novice when it comes to video editing, but it's just something I'm wanting to learn and to share with you guys, because maybe there's something that I do in my life or an experience in my life that I enjoy, or maybe there's something I've learned that you guys might not know and you guys are wanting to know. We could share thoughts and we can share experiences together, and that's pretty much the idea of this channel. I currently live in a 2014 Ford Econoline E150. I purchased this van in Colorado because the Prius that I owned was just too tight of a space. Here's the setup. We have my coffee, we have more of my coffee, and we have the thing that makes my coffee. No, I'm playing, guys. So, too small of a living space. I wouldn't be able to do this. I can actually stand up in here, walk around in this. Yeah, I would be kind of hunched over because it's a low top roof, but there's a few reasons why I picked the Econoline, and I'm going to explain. Number one, the Ford Transit was off the table. They're way too expensive. The high top would be nice, but I also don't like the transmission options and the engine options in that vehicle, just to be blatantly upfront about it. Another reasons why I didn't go with the Transit is because they're just too dadgums expensive. Too expensive. And their all-wheel drive system would have been nice, but I'm not paying $50,000 or $60,000 for a van that's going to depreciate and that's going to fall apart as I live in it. So I decided to go another route, and I went with the E150 Econoline, this 2014 model, because 2014 is the last year they made the Econoline, other than box trucks and things of that nature, or cutoff cabs of this vehicle. But I purchased it because it's the last year they made it. It has the 4.6 liter V8, which I personally think the 4.6 V8 is the best Ford V8 motor that they have ever created. That's just an opinion, but that's why I like it. And also, this is based off the F100 or F150 series chassis, so I can get a F150 transfer case up for the front. I can convert this to four-wheel drive, lift kits, a lot of cool things you can do to these vehicles. And I always liked the efficiency of the Prius and the comfort of the Prius, but I always liked the fact that my Tacoma had four-wheel drive and could get me out of anything. Yeah, you know, especially where I live in Indiana, Wisconsin, crazy winters sometimes. We get just terrible winters. And it's nice to have four-wheel drive. This van that I currently have is not four-wheel drive converted yet, and that might just take some time. And honestly, a lot of things have been changing in this head of mine. It's like ADHD, just trying to go this way or that way. And even when I had the Tacoma, I owned a 6x12 cargo trailer that I bought brand new at Trailers Plus and converted it to a camper temporarily. And I still have it. It's actually right behind me. That's actually like my kitchen, and like, well, I was living in it full time, but now I'm in here because I'm trying to work on that and finish that. And then when that's finished, I'm going to finish the van or work on the van. It's just I'm bouncing all around, and it's been kind of hectic. But I love this lifestyle, guys. I enjoy it so much, and it's not going to change. The only way I see this lifestyle changing is if I happen to meet somebody. Even then, this van's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. This is my, this van is so clean, guys. And I'll just tell you guys why I bought it. One, it's from Colorado. It's super clean. Minimal rust, if none at all. The whole frame is still coated in black from factory paint. And the vehicle only has 37,000 original miles on it. The day I test drove it, the day I fired it up, shifts great, no engine lights, just runs like a brand new Econoline. And I just feel like that is such a hard thing to find that it was kind of meant to be. The way I live right now is not pretty. It's not fancy. There's nothing elaborate about it. It's just a dude living in a van. And I'm okay with that. When I got this vehicle from the Prius, I was out in Colorado by myself. No family, no friends, nothing. And I sold the Prius, traded it in, got the van same day. And what I did is I purchased a storage unit temporarily to put all my things out of the Prius, because I had a cargo box, I had all my belongings in there. I took that all, put it in the storage unit, so when I went to trade in the Prius, I could just show up at the Prius and be like, here's the car, hand me the keys, I get in my van, all I have to do is throw my mattress down, because that was just the bare minimum I needed, just in case the storage unit was locked up that day or I couldn't get into it to get all my other things. So I would be able to sleep at least one night before I can get my other belongings. And that's how I switched vehicles. So, sold the Prius, went in, traded it in, grabbed my only thing, which was one backpack and one mattress out of the Prius, because all my other belongings were in a storage unit temporarily. And then I took that, put it in the van, hopped in the van, had temporary plates, good to go, took off. Went back to the storage unit next day, actually, grabbed some of the items I wanted to keep, put it in there, and since I had the storage box, the roof rack for that Prius, and a few other odds and ends that I really just didn't need anymore and didn't want to lug around, I decided to put everything on Facebook Marketplace or offer up, something like that, or just something to sell it on. And I ended up selling all those possessions, and currently everything I own is in this 2014 Ford Econoline and my 6x12 cargo trailer, which is currently under construction. And to be honest, I can't make up my mind, and maybe you guys can help me with this. I like the 6x12 cargo trailer, but I like the freedom that the van gives me without having to pull that around. And also, I ended up purchasing a motorcycle, so I kind of want to build a certain platform on the back of the van where I can put the motorcycle on, so when I do get to a camp spot, I could just leave the van, hop on the bike, and then just go to town, grab some groceries, whatever I want to do, go cruising, and have that freedom as well. The cargo trailer, I think I might be selling it. I can honestly use the money from the trailer and the build, just start putting it into this guy. And this is the way I'm going to live, and I love it. I'm excited to see what you guys think about living this lifestyle. What type of content do you guys like? Do you want less talking? Which, I'm fine with that. I'm terrible at communication, to be honest, but I feel like the more I do this, the better I'll get at it. Or do you guys want more calming ASMR type videos where I'm just silent, maybe cooking food without talking? What do you guys like, is what I'm trying to get at. Because I want you guys to have a great time on this channel, because even though this channel is about me to create and me sharing my life, I want to share it in a story. I want to share it in a way that you guys enjoy, because there's no fun in watching if you guys don't enjoy the content. So, and for everybody that is subscribed and is getting immense value or just value out of watching these videos, or you just entertaining to you guys, I do appreciate you guys, every single one of you. Without the subscribers, honestly, I wouldn't really feel as motivated to create and send you guys something, or give you guys an update, because I don't want to create something that's just going to be created and just never enjoyed. I just do appreciate you guys watching and listening to me ramble here about my weird, complicated van life. Well, that's all, guys. This is Jay the Minimalist, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.